Good morning, everyone. It's Rick from Ozark, living Homestead. It's been probably going on 2 weeks now since I made the last video. As a lot of you know, winter's coming, and it's coming real fast. As you can see now with the trees, they're losing their leaves, and it hasn't got really cold here yet. In fact, tomorrow night I think it's supposed to be our coldest night yet, which is 37, which is not too bad. And then it will warm up during the day in the mid 60s or so. But we've had rain here for the last 4 days, and so I haven't got a whole lot done. We actually started decking the house. I got my son back out here now. That's two roosters fighting, young roosters. But anyway, we started decking the house, and the rain come in on us, so we haven't been able to get anything done. In fact, yesterday was just a steady light drizzle all day long, non-stop. I mean, not even a break. So anyway, we haven't been able to finish decking what part of the house we have. And if you can see where I haven't finished the backside yet, there is a reason for that. This cabin is going to be an L shape, and yet I'm not sure if you can see in the camera. There's some pink string that comes out, and hang on 1 second. And until I get that floor part at least started up next to that part of the house there where the ladder is, I can't line the roof up to get it lined up right. Now I could go ahead and finish that part of the roof, estimate, guess, get it as close as possible with measurements, but more than likely it could be 5, 6, 8 inches off. I mean, and I don't know. I'm sort of a perfectionist, so I want it as close to perfect as I can get it. But anyway, one of the reasons that the holdup is, another reason the holdup is on it, if anybody knows anything about this area, you're basically drilling or digging in rock. It looks like dirt, but there's rock down there. And if you're trying to do it manually with a post hole digger, forget it. It ain't gonna happen. I mean, I'm sure you can do it. You probably spend all day trying to dig 1 footer, and you'll probably hurt yourself. But anyway, the big holdup is my tractor. And I've discussed this before in some of the other videos. Still do not have the radiator back. You know, called him, and a couple of weeks ago he says, I'll have it ready in the middle of the week. Okay, the middle of the week was actually today, a week ago today. No doubt, she never called. So I gave him till today. I actually called him this morning. I said, look, if you can't get to it, let me know. I'll come and get it and try to get it somewhere else and try to get it done, because I need this tractor running for a lot of reasons. I need to dig post hole diggers. I need to go get big round bales of hay and be able to take them off the trailer and move them to wherever I need them to, because the goats right now are out of hay. Luckily, they got plenty of green grass and weeds and stuff to eat, and I have grain, of course, and so they eat. But he says, well, just so happens I just tore your radiator down late yesterday. He says, I'm actually working on it right now, so before the end of the week, yours will be ready. And my neighbor's, unfortunately, the reason I can't get my neighbor's tractor is because he took his radiator in at the same time. And so both our tractors have been sitting and waiting. So his is actually in worse shape than mine. So anyway, I should have it back by the end of the week. Should have it back up and running. Mine wasn't too bad. It had one little small pinhole in it. It was that way when I bought it. It would probably leak a gallon of water out every 3 months or so. But again, I'm one of those people, I'd rather have it working, not have to worry about it. Winter's coming, I have plenty of antifreeze in it. And again, I just don't like worrying about it. So, and plus, when we tore it down, we found a lot of other loose things and this and that, and we fixed a lot of different things on it. So it was kind of good in a way, but it just taken way. It's been like 6 weeks now which is just crazy. The turkeys. But you can see out there, I've let all the chickens out, and the black ones, they're just at the age now. I think, I want to say there's 12 or 13 roosters. I bought a straight run, basically, and there were 25 black ones. There's 12 or 13 of them, if I'm not mistaken, with roosters. Within the next couple of weeks, we'll be doing a video, and I won't do all the graphic stuff, but the roosters are going in the freezer. So we'll have a day. And one of the things I haven't mentioned, one of the auctions I went to, I bought a chicken plucker. It's homemade, but whoever made this thing, they welded a steel frame, the motor, and it has the little fingers and everything on. This is like a manual one. You don't put it in the tub. You actually hold it up there, and the wheel turns. And I'll do a video on it when I do it, and you guys will see what it looks like. It's pretty neat, and that was the main reason I actually went to this auction, because they advertised that they had an unusual chicken plucker. Apparently, people up in this area really don't know what a chicken plucker is. But apparently somebody did, because somebody built one and made one. And they did a really, really good job on this thing. But anyway, I ended up paying $100 for it, because there was one guy bidding against me, and he backed off when it got to 100. I think he wanted just because of what it was, and he wasn't sure, but he probably does a lot of chickens. In fact, he bought some other chicken stuff, so I'm sure he does other chickens. And one of the other things I've added to the homestead here, I'm going to show you guys, and I planned on waiting to spring because I got so much to do with the cabinet, but I've been on a hold with the cabinet ever since my tractor's been down. We had the rabbits, and this is one of the things we planned on. And let's see, how many did I get? I got 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And I went to an auction, livestock auction. More or less, it was a new one. I'd never been. Well, it's not a new one, but I'd never been to this one certain one. I always go to another one. And they had the rabbits there, and it was, for whatever reason, it was a very slow day. And let me say this first. These are temporary cages. I already had these cages built because it was during a time that I didn't have a lot to do for whatever reason. And I knew I was going to do this, so I figured this is one of the things I can get out of the way. I just get the cages built, so when I'm ready, I'll have the cages for them, because I don't like to go buy something and not really have nothing ready. I have done that. I don't like to do that, and I try not to do that. But anyway, I already had the cages built, but I hung them on the side of the house temporarily for now. Actually have the lumber on the back of the truck to build the shed for them, or the enclosure for them, to keep them, well, they stay dry here, but to really keep them safe and everything. But I went to this auction, and I wasn't going to buy them. I was just curious about this auction. I like auctions. I wasn't planning on buying no goats or no cattle or no hogs or nothing, but I just like to go to them. And it was a rainy day again, and I noticed these rabbits were going for and $2, $3, $4, $5 a piece, and I'm like, wow. So anyway, the first pair, well, not the first pair, but the first pair I actually got came up, and the little tags on the cages, when they put them up on the table, said breeding pair. And so they actually asked the guy, apparently he's a regular there, they asked him, says, it is a male and a female, a doe and a buck. He said, yes, it is a doe and a buck. He said, in fact, the female has already been bred, so they need to be separated when they get them back. So I bid on them, and I got, believe it or not, the pair for $5. And then another pair came up, and I bid on those. I ended up getting them for $6 for a pair. And then there was another brown pair. No, it was a brown one and a gray one. It came up, and it didn't have anything whether it was a doe or a buck on it. The other brown pair did. And apparently the lady, again, is a regular there. And the guy in the ring asked, is it a doe and a buck? And she said, yes. Actually, both of them are pairs. They've never been bred, but they're both old enough to breed. She said, we just have way too many rabbits, and that's the only reason they're here. They're not old. They're just at the age where they're ready to start breeding. So I ended up getting them for $4 a pair. Then there were, I think, 3. Let's see, I'm trying to remember here. I think there were 3. Yeah, there were 3 single rabbits come up. There were supposed to be 2 does and 1 buck. Now, I know I don't need all these bucks, so I'm going to sell off some to get rid of them. I think I'm going to just keep the best ones that I can keep. But there were supposed to be 2 does and a buck. Again, these were different. These were singles in single cages. So I got them for $2 a piece, I think it was. Maybe one of them was 3 and the other 2 bucks. Or 2 rabbits were $2 a piece. Anyway, I spent no more than $4, I think, per rabbit. And a lot of them were $2 or $3. Well, when I got them back, I checked the sex on them. Ended up with $3. There were not 2 does and 1 buck. All 3 were bucks. So I ended up with some more bucks. So now I've got to sell and get rid of the bucks. But anyway, I'll do a video again when we start doing that. And we're going to do it real fast right now because everything's wet and I don't want to do any more to the house than I have to some of that starts drying out. Because you can see where part of it's wet, part of it's not. And it's soaked in. In fact, it rained part of the night last night, and it's not raining this morning. But and you can see all the chickens. They're out free ranging. I'm gonna let them free range as long as possible. Again, the black ones, all the roosters will get. There's one of them, roosters right there, and these are those Jersey Giants. They're so big they can barely run. But they're going to get, a lot of them going to get butchered. Some I'm saving. And actually, oh God, they changed their name so much. Our tiny homestead has actually changed it to our Ozark Homestead something. They don't live probably about an hour and a half from me at the most, I think. When they're ready and got a pen up, I'm going to actually take them a few hens up and a rooster up. So I'm actually going to hold back some for them guys. And I'll take them up, because I do go up in that area every now and then to go to an auction or to go pick up fence posts or something like that. So I'm going to take those guys up and get them started back with their chickens. They just moved back from Oklahoma, so they're back here, well, they're here in the Ozarks now. So anyway, guys, I've got to head in and get my son so he can get out here and give me a hand and get some more stuff done. That's one of the things we've been doing since it's been raining and stuff, and I've been down with the tractor, haven't been able to get a lot done on the house. We've just been doing a lot of cleaning, trying to prepare for the winter. And that's another thing. With my neighbor came down the other day, and a bunch of the trees, which not all of them, but a bunch of the trees that I want to get cut down, he just grabbed a chainsaw, went up in the woods and back in the woods there and started cutting away and dropped all these trees, and they're just laying back there. But again, I got to have the tractor to drag them out. And then, you know, some of them we are actually going to cut up and use for posts, because they're good cedar. And then there's some black locusts, I think they call it, those big thorn trees that I hate. They just tear you up. But there's a lot of those back up in there. And he cut quite a few of them down. But he just cut them down. He just dropped them, and we've got to pull them out. And but we're going to use them for posts for the goat pen. So he did a lot of, that helped me a lot right there. So, all right, guys, I'm going to get off of here for now, and I'll try not to spread these out. Well, I got one question. You know, I don't do a lot of videos, one right now, because I'm just so busy trying to get enough of this house done so I can actually live it throughout the winter in it. And I can do it. And I know I can. It's going to get cold on me before I get it finished enough. But it won't be that bad. Would you guys rather not see a video every day, because I've actually, a few people have asked me to do more videos, or try to do one every day, even if it's a short one. If you guys could just give me an input so I know whether to do, try to get one out every day or every other day. Just give me an input on how you feel. I mean, there's a lot of things going on here. A lot of times I just don't think about grabbing the camera because I'm in such a hurry or so busy. I have one track mind sometimes, and it's on what I'm doing. But just give me some kind of input, whether you like to see more videos, more frequent videos, or less videos. I'd appreciate it. Just comment it below and let me know. All right, guys, I'm out of here.